And here we are, I believe, folks. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome, welcome, welcome to the Risen Esports game. We got ourselves two powerhouses here on the field. It's going to be Greeley versus Old Palace, taking on some fields. Fan favorite Old Palace struggling this season, trying to get back their top spots. And let's see if they can do it. Arrow, I am joined here by our color commenter, Arrow. Arrow, how you doing tonight, man?
Good, good. Good to have you finally for our first cast together. I know last week we had a little bit of issues, but now I'm glad we're finally together. So really excited for this draft, or for this game specifically. Two really, really popular teams, Old Palace being our previous champion, but kind of definitely a different look this season. So, and then we have our old favorites, Team Greeley here. We're already right into draft, going pretty quick right now. Kog'Maw banned already, Lilia out the pool already. Two very targeted bans here for each side.
Yeah, getting rid of some very strong late game champions there with the Lilia and the Kog'Maw. And again, guys, I apologize for missing last week. We had a little scheduling conflict, but I will be joining you guys every Monday for the foreseeable future, and I am so excited about it. Speaking of excitement, we are not going to see some with the bot lane Lucian off the field, and it looks like Red Team banning out the Aphelios. So Old Palace, you know, the Aphelios pick.
For sure. A lot of targeted bans here for Bold Front and Friday. Aphelios, one of Friday's best champions. And then Lilia is Microbat's best jungler by far. So no surprises here. Diana getting banned out. That's another target ban for Old Palace's jungler, Damazo. So lot of good. I like these bans so far. Really targeting each person's comfort picks here. Caitlyn getting banned out here, not wanting Friday to get that strong bot lane duo here, but Yunara going to be locked in here. No surprise there. That is one of Friday's like favorite champions by far, as a former teammate of his.
Yeah, that newer ADC Yunara has been a very popular pick. Another one of those later game ADCs, really starts to get going, especially towards the end. And being joined, looks like, by another later game champion, Corki. Now, Corki's champion can be played mid or bot lane. I definitely think he's more of an ADC these days. We're going to see where Old Palace wants to take him.
Yeah, I think with the changes that they made maybe like a year and a half ago, Corki definitely more skewed towards that bot lane. I think Yunara, Corki, very even lane early on. Lulu might kind of change that up a little bit. Kind of a strange pairing, if I had to say so. Corki, Lulu. Corki not one of those super high auto attack focused champions, but when he does hit you, it hits like a truck when he's ahead. So interested to see what Greeley want to combo this Yunara with now that Lulu's out of the pool. I mean, plenty of champions that work with Yunara still up. Goldfish definitely definitely a good mix of Enchanter and Engage, so we'll be interested to see what Greeley wants to pair that with for now. Looks like it's going to be the Graves. This is definitely Microbrat's Graves. If I remember correctly, they do have a lot of proficiency with this champion. Definitely more of a recent one, given a lot of their bans being Lilia and typically Echo. So gotta be a little surprised that they didn't pick up an Echo here, but they definitely have a draft plan in mind.
Now, I would have loved to see that Echo, if you guys know me, is one of my all-time favorite champions, but I am fine with the Graves jungle as well. And it looks like they're going to round out a little bit of their comp with a Scion. So tanky top laner, might be the tankiest. They're going to pick it up. And it looks like we got Old Palace going to answer right back with a Silas. And I do love that Silas pick. And instead, they switched over to Malphite last second.
Oh, okay. So Silas Hover, probably more of they were thinking about banning it. But yeah, Malphite coming in, so you got to pay in that Silas. You can't let anybody have Silas on the other team when you're picking Malphite. So good draft adaptation there, banning the Silas right after they're picking the Malphite. I'm assuming this is a top lane matchup right now. Two tanks in the top lane kind of just beating each other until somebody comes and affects it. So Swain ban potentially being hovered here. I think that's a target ban towards the sister, or I can't remember exactly who it is, but definitely good ban to get rid of, with you having two more close range champions not really being able to burst out a Swain. So I think Yuumi ban coming in here. That's really good. Good pairing. One of Goldfish's champions for sure. And I do want to point out that Scion and Malphite being taken out of the pool. I mean, these are two top laners that are going to be more of the just the weak side top laners. So having the two staple champions out of the game for games 2 and 3 potentially is going to be pretty interesting for the rest of the series.
Yeah, absolutely. And like you said, those bans, I love seeing them. The Yuumi ban was a little bit of an odd one, but getting rid of that strong support can be, especially on the Yunara. Definitely helps Yunara out with her movement, so even greater. And then you see Greeley taking out the Orianna. So a great mid laner, really strong team fight capabilities with that champion. And with this Singed pick, though, might be forcing that Malphite into the mid lane. And that was one of the cool things about Malphite. He is a versatile champion, played many different roles. So maybe Malphite mid, and we could be seeing a Malphite jungle, man.
Oh man, okay, that's a good twist. I love it. So this is one of Mithriel's best champions, Singed here. So I'll be interested to see what he can pull out of the bag against the Scion. Hopefully, they can get a big enough lead onto themselves, and kind of make the Scion's life a little bit tough. But Azir coming in here, I love the pick. If you look at the first 3 picks, a lot of AD focus, so Azir making a lot of sense to kind of give Team Greeley that AP damage that they're kind of lacking in their comp. So let's see what support they want to add. They're going to add the Braum, another beefy frontliner for Yunara, Graves, and Azir to kind of navigate their way around the team fight.
Yeah, great matchup there. I love the Braum as a support pick. I am a little worried about this Azir. If it was a Malphite mid, it looks like it's going to be a Lux mid instead. So Malphite jungle might be accurate. We are going to see that Malphite jungle. Once he hits 6, Azir is absolutely going to be a target for him.
For
Big target
sure.
for Malphite. If he does not have a dash, doesn't have his shuffle ready to go, it is an easy kill for this Malphite.
Yeah, the good setup on the side of Old Palace, but I not really liking this Lux pick if I'm going to be honest. Like you already have AP in Singe, you already have AP in Malphite, even you have some AP in Lulu. So now all this Scion really has to do is just build straight magic resist, and I don't think anyone's going to be killing the Scion anytime soon. I mean, they're going to need this Corki to really go out in front and like be able to carry themselves in terms of damage. I think Bold Front really wants to take the front. They want to be the focus, honestly. So it's kind of playing towards what Old Palace wants to, but a little bit questionable of the damage spread coming out from Old Palace here.
Yeah, so I'm excited to see what the Old Palace can do. I do like their comp a lot, though. We're going to see what these players can do, especially like to see some of these matchups. One of these matchups, definitely looking forward to. Singe top lane, not a super interactive matchup, I would say. Yeah, and it looks like he's going to have that Malphite there to help him out. So maybe some ganks while he is proxy farm. Excited to see some of that.
Yeah, I think Singe probably going to be proxying, kind of try and keep some of that. I know there's a role quest kind of manipulation that you can do with proxying and all that. Not really familiar with it, but I know it exists. But if I had to say so, Malphite doesn't have a lot of gank pressure early on, so he'll probably be full clearing until level 6 when he can get that, pivotal unstoppable force and, kind of try and get these lanes to shift in their favor, to be honest.
Yeah, Malphite, one of those level 6 junglers, I call him. Just like the Nocturne, just like maybe a Yi can definitely do a little bit of ganking, but helps when he has his Highlanders. So some junglers really need a Evelyn, really need that level 6 to really get going. Malphite is one of them. But I have seen some massive games from Malphite jungle this season. They changed up those jungle rules, and some crazy junglers are making their way and showing some marks on the Rift.
Oh yeah, Malphite definitely getting the benefit of some of the biggest buffs for Riot's, jungle buffs for some champions. Malphite sneakily one of the fastest clears in the game, so we'll have to keep track of how fast each jungler is going. I haven't seen Graves in a while, if I'm honest, but I imagine both junglers going to be full clearing until they get to a point where they can start affecting the map.
Yep. Another matchup I'm very excited to see is going to be this Azir versus Lux. I myself am a mid laner, so I know just what it's like going against Azir as a mage. And Lux, it does have safety. She has good range, but Azir just seems to bully mages sometimes if they can play him well. Really can push them under tower, use those sand soldiers to continuously poke you down. And as a mage, you already don't have a big health bar. So we're going to see what this Azir can do if it becomes this late game, a massive Azir like we've seen so many times before.
Yeah, I as a very brief mid lane main, I can say Zir probably going to struggle a little bit early on with the Lux poke. If Lux can land some of the E's and the Q's onto Azir, she can outrange Azir like you were saying. But as soon as Azir gets level 6, it's gonna be hell for Lux to kind of try and stand in lane. If Microbrat ever wants to kind of gank mid, all Azir has to do is try and go for a shovel, a Shurima shuffle, and even if you burn flash the first time, the repeat gank is always going to be an option there. So gonna have to navigate this lane pretty well early on for Ghost Party, but overall I think pretty solid composition for Greeley. I think they have a straightforward front to back comp. If they can navigate the early lane or kind of get into the mid game, kind of start doing what their comp wants to do, taking 5v5s and everything, I think Greeley is going to have an easy time scaling. So I think the onus is going to be on OP to kind of keep the pressure up early, kind of just like they want to disrupt what Greeley wants to do in terms of their scaling.
Yeah, absolutely. And we're going to see what they can do. Like we said, Old Palace was a powerhouse last season in the Reason Esports League, but just not having as strong of a season, it seems like, here starting out. But still a lot of games left, so can definitely take that top spot right back. Losing some players hurt them, but I'm excited to see how they are rebuilding and if they can't take that #1 spot back here.
For sure. And as we finish up draft and kind of load into game, I think we're going to go into a quick intermission here. Looking forward to the game.
hold our heads up high and beat the drums to what we love. Risk the fall, we have felt it all come crashing down from far above. Stars are rising, countless worlds colliding, only one will take it all. Can we bring to fall the giants? Can we make the final call? We are the ones to ignite the darkened skies, the champions of a world that we defy. A solar ray of the few who rise up high, and we all fight at the last light. Hearing voices from afar, join the madness when the curtain falls. Risk it all, hold nothing back. Seize the day, we must attack. Stars are rising, countless worlds colliding, only one will take it all. Can we bring to fall the giants? Can we make the final call? We are the ones to ignite the darkened skies, the champions of a world that we defy. A solar ray of the few who rise up high, and we all fight at the last light.
And ladies and gentlemen, I believe it is time. Risen Esports has risen, and we got ourselves a rumble on the Rift. It is going to be Team Greeley in the blue side. We got Team Old Palace rocking the red team. And we're going to see which two of these two powerhouses come out on top, get themselves a win in game number 1.
Hell yeah, I love it. So we have a lot of little things going on. Not actually, sorry, lack of level ones. With the new changes in the new season, not much time for you to do any level ones. So we got 2 quick wards, both on red side. So Old Palace warding their raptors and then also warding enemy raptors. So they're probably gonna have good idea of where they want to have good idea where Microbrad is. Make sure he's not invading. Make sure he's not doing anything cheeky early on. But other than that, it looks like it's just going to be pretty standard laning phase. Only thing we got to look out for, you know, something aggressive with bot lane here. If my experience with Friday proves true, he does tend to look for some trades early on, especially on this Yunara, one of his most comfortable champions.
Yeah, Friday's so good on this pick. I'm excited to see what he can do. And obviously, early game, you can see that Lux with those early game pokes, just like Arrow predicted. You got those early E plus the auto attacks. Very, very difficult to survive it. But come level 4, 5, and 6, it is going to be Azir's game. He does outscale that champion pretty aggressively.
For sure, yeah. So as Azir, you gotta just have to weather the early game. You know, try and dodge as many Lux E's as possible. We have a little bit of trading here bot lane, but nothing too serious. But yeah, I think Mithril's taking a big trade here.
Yeah, Singe having some fun with his poison, and Sion going to chase him for as much as he's willing to, but everyone knows you don't chase the Singed. And Singe walks away, health bar a little bit damaged.
Got it. Yeah, so nothing too serious here. I will say Dino taking Cole first item on Sion, so a little bit of a, I wouldn't say greedy, but interesting choice. I think he probably anticipated this lane not doing much, so kind of decided Cole pretty safe to take on this for first item on against this matchup. So far, again, like I was saying earlier, nothing too much. But going back to the mid lane matchup, both mid laners have already popped both their potions, so kind of heavy trading going on so far. Greeble, kind of healthy in this lane, not too bad. I think he's weathering the storm, level 4 right now. Jungler Microbat's looking for something, but just going to go for the scuttle. Both junglers opting to get each of the respective scuttles on the opposite side. So full clears. Oh, misses the Q.
Yeah, Lux trying to find the bind right there. It's not going to last. And as you can see, both these champions very poke heavy. Lux with their ease. You can see Azir throwing out the sand shoals. Azir gets low, but the Graves is here to help out, provide some support. Going to throw it on a little bit of a blind. A few auto attacks might be enough. He's going to flash forward, trying to find the kill. And Lux, with the skin of her teeth, is going to survive. And here comes Malphite trying to help out the play. That's going to be enough. First blood goes to Malphite. Well-placed Q is going to get the kill. And Old Palace on the board. Kill number 1.
Good cover there for Malphite there on the regank there. Really aggressive from Microbrat. I really thought he had it, but he flashes forward under tower and he was reloading. Oh no, not enough damage there, unfortunately. So quite unfortunate. Kill does go over to Malphite, and no assist goes to Lux actually. So it's technically a solo kill from Malphite, but not the worst thing in the world. But I think Microbrat probably gonna have to shake this one off. Has a sorted Dirk first back, so on the opposite side, you know, Malphite hasn't gotten their back off yet, but looking to get a ward, and then like, yeah, he's gonna go back to he's on his way back already.
Yeah, Malphite picking up 34 CS and getting a kill before his back. He is very, very happy. Probably wasn't expecting anything until his level 6. So getting an early kill, huge play there by Old Palace. Really going to help him out as this game goes on. And bot lane still just trying to poke each other, trying to get that control.
Yeah, nothing too out of the ordinary here. I think Friday's going to be pretty okay. Team Greeley is going to be pretty okay. Just kind of taking an even trade in CS, like scaling up. They not really looking to, you know, do anything super aggressive early. They could take a trade if they want to, but probably going to wait for a little bit of influence on this lane. And speaking of influence, here comes Lux on the backside.
And Lux going to make a way around back as a great bind is going to get hit. Great job by Braum. Going to block a little bit of it. They still have the damage. Corki's going to fly in as well. Both blue teams have to use their flash. Braum makes it. Braum does not make it out. Friday survives, so the support goes down. And red team find themselves their second kill. 2-0 early lead for Old Palace.
Yeah, great roam there for coming out from Fantastic Fantasy. Actually, this is not even wait, is this her mid laner? Actually, I just kind of realized who was playing. Yeah, great roam there from Lux. Coming in behind, no wards there in the tri-bush, and you know, catching Friday and Goldfish out on front. So great roam. Gonna miss a little bit of CS mid lane, so good job on Greeble to, you know, kind of push the wave in, get kind of try and punish this Lux for roaming as much as she did. You know, at the end of the day, it's only a kill onto the support, and then the kill also going over to Lulu. So, you know, I think even though Greeble down a kill or down 2 kills, I think they're pretty okay. You know, the gold lead's only 200 at this point, so a lot of lane leads just from CS.
Yeah, minimum gold lead from those kills. You can see the Azir winning lane. Sion actually winning lane. Good thing he brought that Cole and able to push that Singed way back under tower. And here comes the Luck ultimate. Final Sparks as the first of many, I am sure, just to clear the waves.
For sure. Interesting build choice here. Oh, looking at Goldfish here.
He has a good angle, though. He's going to find the Lux in the bush. Azir a little bit quick, slow to follow, not able to find the angle. Braum has to watch that Lux walk away. And great play by Poontastic and Fantasy.
Yeah, good look there from Goldfish. Unfortunately, you know, Lux using the final spark, pushing that wave in, not really letting Greeble like come. You know, he had to make a tough choice there. You know, either get the wave or, you know, maybe a potential kill onto Lux. She did have no flash. Would have loved to see a little bit of aggression there, but you know, at the end of the day, Greeble gonna get that wave under tower. Kind of try and push this wave out, and Pontastic, good way to get out of there and getting a good back. Now sitting on Hextech alternators, so would be interested to see what she wants to get first item here.
And both ADCs are level 6 though, so looking for some of these ultimates, maybe waiting for their supports to catch up.
Yeah, no, like I was saying earlier, no flash on this Lux, so she's in danger here. So if Micro ever wants to come mid to get a free kill, I think Greeble has the opportunity to do so, but looks like Micro just wants to farm up full clear down to bot lane, probably look at this dragon. I don't think they're gonna have the opportunity to contest here. You know, bold font already there, and I think they're just gonna probably give this first dragon.
Yeah, red team gonna grab it. Malphite is here. The Graves, maybe not even aware they are going to be taking it right now, but doesn't want to contest. No blue team members making the way over here right here. So quick dragon for the red squad. They're going to hold on to a very small lead and get themselves an objective with it.
Yeah, I think this is a great take from Old Palace here. You know, that they're just playing the map well, got their wave pushed in. You know, 80 carry support already first on the dragon there, but with the lack of pressure topside, you know, Dinosaur getting a solo kill. Holy shit!
And I was saying this Singe is getting very low. This Scion able to hit these knockups under tower. He finds the damage. Singe goes down. And what looked to be a hard lane for the Scion, he is pulling out on top. 15 CS lead and a solo bolo.
Wow,
So
you would never guess that this
board.
guy is a support main. You know, that was clean. I don't know, like nothing, no notes. It was just an easy solo kill for Dino there. So looking good so far on this for a role swap right now.
Yeah, and I have to imagine Graves maybe provides some pressure. I'd like to see this Scions do a little proxy farming, but he has not done such right now. Maybe worried about this Graves ganks, but Scion picks up a clutch kill. We have a little bit of fight happen here bot lane. Both teams playing it slow, though.
Oh, wait. Dino, why are we buying Sunfire? Look at there's 4 AP champions. Wait. He has components for Sunfire. That's an armor item, if I remember correctly. So, I don't know about that one,
maybe
buddy.
his support brain still working. He's used to buying and not quite used to
perhaps.
building on this super tank that he's playing right now.
Yeah. So maybe a little bit of inexperience showing there, but in fairness, I think Bold Font will be the big, the big carry here for Old Palace. They're looking for a dive here. I don't think they can do it.
Yeah, Malphite over the wall, hasn't stopped before. It's ready to go. He's going to use a great job there. The Sablasa's going to hit a huge ultimate by the Braum. The Glacial Fissure is going to knock the red team up there, taking tower shots. One blue team member already gone. Malphite goes down. Braum, it's a 1-for-1. Not a bad play right there by the Braum. Massive ultimate. He is not done fighting yet. Has Corki in his sights as well. Corki gets low. The auto attack's raining into this bot lane support. He is barely alive. Corki with a sliver of health. And it looks like a basic 1v1. Nice try there by Old Palace with that dive. Just did not come out on top like they wanted to.
It was a good idea. I really like that they pushed the wave in. Ooh, big trade here.
And a huge final spark by Lux. There it is. A good shuffle by Azir. She's trying to find some damage. Lux allows the auto attacks, though. Both players are low. The bind is going to hit. And Fantastic Fantasy lands the long-range Q to get the kill. Down goes Azir. Old Palace, 4-2.
Ooh, it's a solo kill in the mid lane. Huge for Pontastic to kind of make up for that. Oh, big kill.
And fights are not done. Graves finds Singe top lane, but he is now in trouble. Here comes the Malphite. He does not have ultimate, though. It's going to be a 2v1. He wants to get this Graves. Going to flash forward. Needs to get the damage. A great knockup by Scion. Keeps him away from the Graves, but Malphite has the range. Finds the jungler. Picks up the 5th kill. And it is a non-stop scuffle here in the top side. Lux going to come top side. Going to stop it in its tracks. And Malphite walks away with his 3rd kill of the game.
Yeah, wow, a lot of action going on here. We just saw Malphite in bot lane, diving onto Yunara and getting shutting down this Yunara in terms of the CS and everything, but, immediately coming back, looking for a little bit of a trade here onto Bold Font, but he just Valkyries away, no danger there, but going back to the bot lane dive, great idea coming out from Old Palace, stacking a wave and then trying to shut down this Yunara, stop the scaling, but unfortunately going 1-for-1 there, not the best for Old Palace here, but a solo kill in the mid lane, eventually kind of bringing some of the gold back, but overall the gold lead's still in Greeley's favor. I think they're okay so far, weathering the storm.
Yeah, that CS coming into play so much right here. A little bit of poke here bot lane, but you saw earlier Friday pop that ultimate, going for that aggressive play. It did not work out. So you can see Greeley without ultimates here in the bot side, getting shoved under tower once again. And Corki has this long-range poke that Friday seems to be having difficulty dealing with.
Yeah, no, it's rough for Friday here in the bot lane. Corki with the rockets are gonna outrange Yunara before she could ever auto attack. Oh my gosh, Yunara is super low right now. So tough decision for Friday here. Do you stay for the wave or do you kind of try and take it back here? But it looks like Micro is clearing Krugs and maybe gonna look for a dive or for a gank here onto bot. But Malphite in the vicinity, so it'd be a tough one. But it looks like they're gonna get some reprieve gonna clear that wave and hopefully. Oh,
And Malphite over the wall. He's going to land the ultimate. Lux is there to finish the job, and that's what we were talking about. Malphite is going to be looking for this Azir. He finds the kill. Great ultimate, and once again, Singe's in trouble. This Singe, he is having a big difficulty here top side. Keeps on getting the flips, keeps on putting Sion into the poison, but is just not doing damage.
Yeah, I didn't even talk about the combo that Malphite and Lux have. It's, you know, it's just unstoppable rock into a final spark. So it's like, that's a great combo, and it's a pretty easy set. Oh,
and there it is. We knew it was coming once again. Stin stays too long in the top side. Sion walking under tower without a wave. He just tanks those shot, flashes forward, lands the knock up, and down goes Sin for the third time. 2-0 for this Sion top, having a great game.
Wow. I would never guess that this is a support main. So much confidence in the Sion here to dive onto the Singe under tower and get that kill. But this is quickly getting out of hand for the Sion. I mean, he's gonna be super strong. I did note it earlier. He does have a Sunfire now. Not my favorite item against 4 AP champions, but I don't think it's gonna matter in the end of the day. You know, Sion's 2 kills up, like 37 CS in the lead, and looking for another kill on the Singe.
Is going to find Singe as soon as he comes back into the tower. And as you're saying, exactly, 144 CS, 2-0. Who am I to tell him what to build?
Oh.
And Azir with a massive play is going to put Lulu on a tower. She has to use Wild Growth on herself to keep herself alive. Azir, clutch ultimate right there. Takes away the Lulu ultimate.
Yeah,
and that is gone for the next team fight.
Preventing OP Palace from getting the first tower in the bot lane, and then in turn, Team Greeley getting the first tower in top lane. So top lane's kind of a mess right now. So Old Palace, you're gonna have to start looking to shore up some of the losses here. Maybe try kind of change up the lane assignments. Maybe get Lux in a side lane. But just saying that doesn't sound right. You know, Lux into a Sion's not gonna change much. So I think this Sion, no matter where they go, is gonna be a problem.
And as we say that, Sion is just under tower, gonna hit that knock up onto Lux. Now fighting the Malphite. Good bind there by the Lux. The final spark hits as well, but Braum with the well-timed shield negates a lot of that damage. And the blue team, they hold on to their lives. They're gonna walk away, looking at a possible objective. Graves starting the Rift Herald.
Yeah, this Lux super far ahead, honestly. 2 kills, first item with the Ludens completed. There's a little bit of trading here, but I think they're just trying to prevent the jungler from walking into Herald. Oh, it's a five man.
Malphite with a big ult was going to land on it too. The Braum trying to help the Graves, but it's going to be stolen. Malphite hits the smite. The Rift Herald goes to the red. Sion looking at Bullfast right now, trying to take out the Corki. He's going to flash away. The knockup is going to land onto the Lux. Meanwhile, the Graves takes down Singe the backside. The blue team, they had themselves a kill.
Yeah, they got it. They're trying to
be a great steal by the Malphite. Blue team walk away with the kill. And it is a decent trade, but red team also come out on top with that Rift steal.
Crucially, the Old Palace didn't get the Herald. Goldfish was guarding it. The Malphite came in with the smite, perfect steal, but they didn't get the eye after the fight. So at the end of the day, nothing for OP. You know, maybe a one team fight or even just an even team fight. So nothing. Overall, a 1-for-1. That's it.
Yeah, massive play right there. Absolutely great job by the Braum. Already had a great play saving his Graves, helping him get that kill onto the Singe, and then stopping Old Palace from taking that Rift. And they're going to hold on to their gold lead. 2.6k gold. It is growing.
Yeah, I think Greeley has really weathered the storm perfectly. I think at this point it's on OP to kind of try and find some avenues back into this game. But if nothing happens in the next 10 minutes or so, I think Greeley's just going to finish scaling, and maybe a final spark combo. Yeah.
And that is it. Down goes Azir. Lux finds the combo they're looking for. 3-0. Pootastic Fantasy has another bind, though. They don't have the ultimate. Graves on the chase is going to flash forward. And we are moving our attention towards the mid lane. Graves realizing he can't go under tower. A big bind by the Lux, gonna keep him under tower. One more attack is gonna be enough. It's a 1-for-1. They trade lives. Graves with the collateral damage. Gets the kill. Sion with the unstoppable onslaught. He's gonna dive in, land the knockup onto
great play.
And Friday picks up a kill. ADC getting fed. They are not done yet. Friday wants another one. Down goes Lulu. And it is an 8-8 game, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh man, choo. What a Sion ultimate there to get both Boldfont and his sister out of position there, and then 2 kills onto the Yunara. That's not looking too good for Old Palace right now. Yunara just giga ahead now with those 2 kills. Greeble Hunter being down 0-3, I don't think he's I don't think he's sweating right now. Look at the rest of your team. You got a Scion who now has a Force of Nature, great item into the all AP team. So if I'm Greeble Hunter, I'm like, thanks guys for the carry.
Yeah, Azir thought he was going to have a little bit of a strong game against this Lux, but it's not too late. Azir can get fed. One big play is all it's going to take. Meanwhile, as we talk about the Lux, she's trying to take on this Titan that is Scion by herself. Has a little bit of shield right there with the W, but there is no way this Lux is taking on this Scion in a 1v1 fight.
Nah, this Lux not gonna. I honestly have no idea who's going to be killing Scion at this point in the game. Corki has Triforce, is on the way to a Muramana, but I don't think that's going to be enough to shred through a Scion before a Graves and a Yunar hop onto you. So it's going to be a really tough game for Old Palace. Thankfully, they have 2 dragons, so I don't even think that it's not going to be, if they can get the soul, maybe, but it's Kentek's soul. I don't think that's going to be your kind of comeback mechanic there, unfortunately.
No, it's definitely going to be nice for the red team to get that. They already have that head start with it too, but I absolutely agree. It is not that game-changing soul like Cloud can be. So we're going to see exactly if the red team really want to sacrifice themselves to try to get that soul, and maybe they realize they are a little behind and don't want to take these team fights just yet.
Oh, big Scion
and
Q.
as I say that, Scion lands a good knockup on the Malphite. A big Lux Q is going to stun the Braum. He has the shield, but Scion is just frontlining 4 red team members. He is taking no damage. The blue team get themselves a dragon. The final spark by Lux is going to take out the Braum. A massive is going to hit. Azir goes in, lands the play. Here it comes. Scion is going to go with the ultimate. He's going to land on 2. Stun the Lux. She is under tower. Corki trying to run away right now, but the Scion does not care. He is fighting under tower. The Singe trying to chase him down. And a great play. Blue team, Greeley pick up 2. OP grab themselves 1. But the dragon goes to the hands of the Greeley, and they hold on to their lead, even add to it.
Great positioning there from Greeley, getting mid lane control, shifting their focus into the river, and getting first positioning onto the dragon. And at the end of the day, OP not even close to coming to contest the dragon. So why are we walking up into that? Oh, final spark misses, but great play by Greeley to, you know, recognize that, hey, OP's pushed too far pushed ahead, so let's look for a fight here onto the misposition. Then, you know, huge shuffle there from Greeble. Unfortunately, wrong direction, but, you know, it just sets up sets up Dino to just drift in and get a two-man ulti there. So big plays coming out for Team Greeble right now.
Yeah, big ultimates there, and huge ultimate from the Malphite. They just did not quite have that follow-up to win the fight. But here we go once again. Friday and Goldfish just continue to dominate these lanes they're in, shoving in. This Braum doing such a good job protecting these teams from these damaging abilities.
Yeah, I think we're gonna hit a little bit of a lull state here. I don't think there's gonna be enough damage. Oh, Bold Font going in a little bit here.
Friday forced the flash away. Good job by Bullfront getting rid of the ADC flash.
Here comes Malphite.
Here comes the Malphite. He's going to dive in, has the ultimate. He's going to hit it. Another big shield by Braum, though, is going to save him. Throws on the Glacial Fissure. Keeps the red team at bay, and they are now under tower in a dangerous situation. Here comes the Graves. The blue team trying to turn the table. Braum lands a little bit of a slow. The Ignite onto the Malphite. Graves trying to chase him down. Do they have the damage, though? Lulu is there. Malphite tries to dive back in. A big play by the Brahms. The Wild Growth on the Malphite. Keeps him alive. A lot of damage coming in. The blue team Hellfire getting low. Corki tries to dive in. Has the down for the ADC on the red squad. And the scuffle of the mid lane proves crucial for the red team.
Oh no, Micro goes too far trying to get a kill onto the Malphite there, but not enough damage to take him down. Malphite stacking armor, so this Graves not going to be doing as much damage as anticipated, but Friday, you need to honor your support there, keeping him like Goldfish really keeping Friday alive with the huge Braum wall and keeping him alive and everything. So yeah, 5x honor onto Goldfish there, but looking for a little trade here top lane. Don't think
absolutely, and once again, someone's coming to deal with this Scion. I don't think anyone truly can deal with this Scion. He's going to continue to push forward, get that tower down to just 1 play left. He's trying to get himself even more gold in his pocket.
So in the meantime, you know, Friday getting the mid tower there, good push there. Looks like all 3 outer turrets are down, so Greeley has the map to play around with. They're probably going to be looking at this dragon coming up dragon coming up soon, or is that the right timer? I'm not sure. I see 30 seconds down there, but I can't tell if that's for the dragon or the scuttle crab. I think that's the scuttle crab. So Baron's going to be the next objective here. I don't think either team has the damage to really take a 23-minute Baron, so I think we're just going to be doing a lot of posturing, probably waiting. Oh, here comes Scion ultimate.
And a big Scion play. He has his block. Is he going to hit it? They're going to dive in. Yunara's going to pop the ultimate as well. Transcend oneself. The Corki looks low, and Friday gets himself on a killing spree. Easy takedown for Old Palace's ADC.
I know he's not playing Mundo, but Scion goes where he pleases. That is key ultimates throughout the entire game to catch multiple people out, catching Bold Fawn out, and looking to catch out Malphite maybe on a rotation, but not much there. I think it's just going to be a little trade.
And Azir taking over top lane, seems to be on Singe duties now. Both players a little bit rough game, 0-3 versus 0-4. You have to feel like Singe feels a little more comfortable in the lane alone, though.
Not much they can do on the side lanes. I mean, Malphite's probably gonna has to commit a lot to get somebody on a side lane, but I think that's probably their way back in. You know, look for Greeble Hunter in the side lane, try and catch him out, or even I hate to say it, but look for a kill on Scion. But I don't know how you're gonna kill a Scion at this point in the game.
Now, who does that exactly? Who is responsible for that? You need many ultimates, and definitely gonna need Corki there for that.
Yeah,
we'll see what happens. Meanwhile, blue team gonna try to sneak a quick dragon.
Yeah, I don't think Old Palace is in the position to really contest here. They're not posturing at all. So free dragon here for Team Greeley, which, you know, just playing the map perfectly right now. I think Scion position bot lane, just 3 people down here. I think I think those are the 3 people that can maybe kill a Scion. You know, Corki, Lulu, and Malphite. But even then, my bet's on Scion not dying right now.
And here it is, Scion gonna get hit once again. Corki is there, gonna push him away, and Scion easily able to get out there. He's gonna use the ultimate for a safe getaway. Not sure if it was needed, but it gets back so quick at this point. He does not care.
Yeah,
224 CS on this Scion, 3-0, 600 bounty on his head.
Yikes! Yeah, this is a big Scion. If possible, I would love to see how many stacks he has on his W. But that is a fat Scion. I don't think anybody is. Oh, 1,182 max health from W.
Yeah, they're doing nothing to him.
Yeah, there's. I hate to say it, but they're gonna need so much time to try and kill this. Scion. And even with Corki going Muramana, delaying their IE, delaying any armor pen items. So Scion's just walking out. Oh gosh.
And they're going to try to go in. Corki's going to take a tower shot right there, and they have just been pummeling this Scion with auto attacks and abilities, and he is still sitting at 60% health. Meanwhile,
look what's happening on the other side of the map.
Opportunity to start themselves a Baron. Malphite making his way over here. Possible steal if he has the ultimate. They can't get there in time. And blue team dominating this game at the 26-minute mark. 11-10, not that far ahead in kills, but man, they are far ahead in tempo and far ahead in gold.
Wow. What a great play from Greeley, recognizing that, hey, Bold Fawn and Sister, they're on the wrong side of the map for this. So even if, you know, Malphite and Lux got there on time, you know, they're not winning the ensuing team fight. So great Baron take there, recognizing, you know, the mispositioning on the map there from Bold Font, you know, and looking for a kill onto Greeley.
And they do find the knockup. Here comes the final spark. A good job by Azir. He's going to flash away. He has a good play as well. The Emperor's Divide puts the Malphite under tower, but not a lot of damage. It's only an Azir tower, so he's going to walk away easily. Lux there to defend.
Yeah, unfortunately, Lux not right there to, you know, combo with the Malphite ultimate. But in the meantime, you know, mid lane getting some push in. Scion going back bot to try and get probably Baron and power the next wave that's coming in. So they have a perfect 1-3-1 kind of set up right now. But, you know, Malphite in the mid lane, no unstoppable force. What is he gonna do? He's not a wall anymore. And
what a combo by Microbrad. Hits the Fade, has the collateral damage. Lulu, even with the flash, is not going to save her. Meanwhile, Scion has another target here with the Singe topside. Decent sized wave with the Baron. Singe trying to land the flip. It's not going to do much. There's the knockup. Graves is there. A few auto attacks might be enough. Malphite flashes forward. He doesn't get there in time. Graves on the tower. He's going to go down. But the blue team winning fights all over the map.
Something about Microbrat and dying under tower this game. I think that's the 3rd or 4th time that I've seen that. But I mean, hey, looking at the kills, looking at the gold. I think he's okay to keep doing that. But kind of comical that it's happening more times than not. But you know, going back to the little macro game that we got going on. Oh, he's caught under tower.
And that's a decent amount of damage by Lux. Gonna throw in the final spark as well, but it does not matter how much you hit this Scion with. He has the shield, he has the health, he is not dying.
Not even close, baby. This side, again, not going to be killed by anyone except for maybe a Corky who has a lot of time to hit him. But oh my gosh, he buying a, oh man, what's that satisfying stacking HP item? Oh man, Heart Steal, there it is. Buying a Heart Steal this late a game, that's just a, hey, I'm so far ahead, I'm going to have some fun now hitting you with auto attacks.
Yeah, he is already, usually see that Heart Steal, maybe the first item that Scion gets, not this time, but he is still just so far ahead, 257 CS as a support, doing an incredible job CS, and usually the weak point, but not this Scion.
No,
and as we say that, he is leading their team in here to the victory. He is frontlining 4 blue team members behind him. And they say, follow me to the gates of Valhalla, folks. Here we go, Scion.
Yeah, so for this siege, I don't think they can do it. The Baron timed out now, so Team Greeley gonna have to go back to managing his waves, looking for the next objective, probably Dragon up in the next 30 seconds. So just getting positioning. They do have to be careful not to get picked early before the fight, but even if they do, I think there's so much damage. Like, you get a pick onto Greeble Hunter, okay, you still have a Yunar to shred through. You get a pick onto Yunar, okay, Azir, even though down early, they're already on 2 items, 2.5 items now, so kind of looking to get them already back in the game more or less, but really it's this 4-item Graves and this 3.5 item. Oh, big pick onto
Mithril. And they're going to find Singe. That's a great knockout. They have Singe stunned. Malphite's going to dive in. He's going to save the Singe life, but only for a second. The damage is there. Braum picks it up. Down goes the Malphite. Friday is enhanced. He's going in. The Transcend oneself is going to be enough. They find 4 red team members. Lulu has to limp away with her life, but the blue team, they're going to teleport into lanes. They're going to try to end this game possibly right here, right now.
Yeah, I think they can do it. It's just a classic get to manage the mid wave, get to Dragon first, and just set up first. They force Old Palace to walk into them, and when you have a Scion, that's exactly what you want. So Team Greeley, great game, and they're gonna end it right now.
And that is going to be it. Scion has those waves. They're going to push it in. And amazing performances there by Friday on the Yanara. Slow start, very common for that champion. But Scion was the player of the game, it felt like. Incredible job topside, dominated throughout the entire game.
Huge game 1 for Team Greeley. Wow, it's just damage charts on Scion here. I mean, Pontastic technically doing the most damage in the game, but it's really this auto-filled top laner that was just the solid rock that Team Greeley needed. I think there was some really good early game opportunities for the Old Palace. They got a few kills here and there, kind of trying to jumpstart themselves. But the more these kills came in, you keep looking top, and it was just a disaster coming out for Mithril. It's Dino on this Scion that was just absolutely blasting them in lane. It ended up being over 8k, or sorry, I can't do math. 7k, almost 7k, or sorry. Why am I cannot read this.
Hey.
It's a lot of gold. It's a lot of gold. So
yeah,
a lot of gold. So wow, what a game coming in here for Team Greeley. Way to keep it in check. Greeble definitely got a little bit bullied right now in that game, but it didn't matter when the rest of his team was kind of picking up the slack for him.
Now, and also, Josh, speaking of that, you got to feel for Poontastic Fantasy. An incredible performance on that Lux, surviving multiple ganks, able to win 2v1 fights. Really good play by the Lux, but unfortunately, Lux not the 1v9 champion you need when your team is behind. And so just could not get that victory, and obviously could not take down Dino on that Scion. 4-0-10, 0 deaths, and that's the story of the game, it feels like.
For sure. And then as we go into game 2, now the next thing that we kind of have to think about is, what is Dino going to play now? I think Scion was probably his best champion. He's going to be that, weak side tank top laner that's going to, just be a solid rock. But now that both Scion and then also Malphite out of the pool, I'm curious to see if Dino can, give the same performance on a different champion.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm also excited to see Friday as well. Friday, one of a very strong ADC player here in the Risen League. Had a great stat line, 414. That damage is another thing, though, something to be looked at. Not the strongest damage from Yanar that game, but didn't necessarily need him to do a lot of damage. They had the Scion, they had the Graves, so they didn't necessarily need a ton of damage from their ADC. I would love to see an ADC carry the game, though.
For sure. I think I have to give Friday a pass for the damage. That was rough laning phase. Corki, Lulu, going to be one of the... going to bully them in lane, honestly. Braum... that lane would probably be dependent on Braum landing a Frost or a Q to apply a passive, but it's a pass for me. I think it's okay that they went down a little bit in lane, had a little bit of a rough laning phase, and also had Malphite diving them under tower, but all considered, weathered the storm perfectly. I think at the end of the day, again, Scion picking up the slack on the opposite side of the map, allowing Yunar, allowing Azir to get themselves back into the game and try and close this game out pretty cleanly.
Yeah, and absolutely, and I actually agree with you though. But the ADC, even if a high KDA, low damage ADC, I will take that all day over a low KDA, high damage ADC. So I will take a champion that's not feeding any day. I'm excited to see what they play next game though. And like you said, that Corki and that Lulu, they were tough to deal with. I mean, that long range poke, the healing you get from Lulu, it is just not an easy lane to win. But Friday and Goldfish definitely holding their own, and Goldfish showing off some incredible plays later on in those team fights. I mean, the amount of damage that man blocked was insane.
Yeah, definitely saving their AD carry a few times, if not more. But interested to see what the next draft is going to, the draft adaptations with all these champions out. I think Boldfont probably going to try and look for a champion with a little more agency, a little more, carry potential. Same thing with Pontastic. I don't, like you were saying earlier, solid in the laning phase, surviving a few ganks, getting a few kills here and there, but Lux is not that 1v9 champion, unfortunately, and definitely not shredding through a Scion at that point in the game. So gonna look towards, Old Palace maybe switching things up, try and get some more carry potential out of their mid and ADC, and, hopefully settling down in the top lane, not letting Dino, run themselves around the map, try and even it out, but try and just match early, and then hopefully get a good team fight later and just maybe hopefully beat Team Greeley.
Yeah, absolutely. And coming up here into game number 2 shortly, Arrow, do you have any idea what do you think Old Palace need to do to win this game? Where do they need to improve?
I think I touched on it a few times. Get a little bit more agency in the mid lane. I mean, they had a solid game. A little more agency in bot lane. I think Malphite was a great pick. I think they had a decent early game affecting early lanes, but it's just I think what they really need is just Mithril to kind of just lock it down top lane and not let Scion roam around. That's about it.
Yeah, absolutely. I think a lot of urgency in mid lane. Closing down that mid lane is definitely going to help them out a lot. I love the Azir pick. Honestly, unfortunately, was not able to come online like we'd like to see with Azir. Had some incredible ultimates, really set up his team well. But just didn't have a huge game. Luckily, they didn't need him to carry it. The rest of the team doing so much damage and stuff. But I would love to see some mid lane focus here. Lux did an incredible job. Maybe can win that lane again and possibly give Old Palace a win this time with another phenomenal performance in mid lane.
Yeah.
Can we bring to fall the giants? Can we bring to fall the giants? Can we bring to fall the giants? Can we bring to fall the giants?
And we are back, folks. Time for game number 2 of Risen Esports game. Right away, we are kicking off with some bans, seeing some familiar ones. Lilia and Lucian off the board. Arrow, you ready for game number 2, big dog?
Hell yeah, ready for game number 2. So far, nothing different from game number 1 in terms of drafts. So Lilia, Lucian coming out in the bans. Diana gonna get banned as well. So nothing new. Aphelios immediate ban. So looks like both teams having the same. Oh, a little bit of adaptation here. Set getting banned, and now Tom Kench getting banned. Okay, I jinxed it. We got a caster curse already. So
yeah, caster curse coming to play. Some 2 tanky top laners off the board. That may be more of a bruiser, but still has a big health bar, it seems like, especially with those haymakers, that massive shield he gets.
yeah, interested to see what this set ban means. Looks probably going to be something like a... Oh, there it is. That's exactly what I was thinking. They're looking for a tank to pick a tank here and prevent the set from, suplexing giant tank into their team. So kind of telling, but makes complete sense here. Dr. Mundo, I'm pretty sure this is for Micro Brat. He's been spamming it in solo queue, but with how Dino has been playing in tanks, it could be a flex here. So Jinx coming in for Bold Font. I think this is going to fit a little bit of the build that I was expecting from the adaptation in game 1, giving a little more agency for Bold Font to carry the game later as the game gets later, and Rel coming in as kind of their primary engage maybe.
Yeah, and very interesting by Greeley. A little bit ballsy to take a top laner right away. You don't usually see that, but they wanted that Mundo on their field. Obviously, Old Palace has the opportunity to counter that with a Fiora pick, maybe a Camille, one of those really aggressive early gamers. You don't want to let Mundo farm up and get into the game. So we'll see how Old Palace deals with it. But Greeley taking up the Talia as the mid laners and holding off on trying to counter this Jinx Rel they know they're going to be facing in the bot lane.
Interesting pick here for Greeble Hunter. Talia, not their most played, I don't think, but I'm sure they have a few games on it. But Zeri coming in here for Friday again, and that just another standard AD carry that's going to hyperscale into late game. A lot more agency, well, almost the same agency as Yunara, but being an older champion, not a lot of love. Probably a little bit more nerf than Yunara currently, but Victor coming in as the counter into Talia. I like, some of the draft adaptation. They looking for a big backline, backline carries in the Victor and the Jinx late game scaling. And so I would look for Old Palace to, get some beefy frontliners for their carries. Ornn ban coming in. I'm not sure. I would say that Old Palace want the Ornn, but we'll see what they can adapt to.
Yeah, interesting. Ornn, very good, obviously, at countering late game champions because he feeds up your entire team as he starts to build those items. But nonetheless, they still have lots of top laners left to play to try to counter out this Mundo. Obviously, knowing your top lane matchup before you pick is a huge advantage. Trevor picked second, so Old Palace got themselves a little advantage there. Yeah. I'm excited to see this Victor. I mean, they did so good on Lux, another good long-range poke champion that seems to be can play aggressive early, can stay safe. I'm really excited for this Victor play. See how they do against Talia.
Yeah, for sure. A lot more agency, able to, navigate a little bit better with the, evolved Q and the move speed, and, dish out a lot more consistent DPS compared to the Lux. So, Vi going to be coming in here. Interesting choice. Would love to see what they can pair that with in order to get some more kill threat early in the game, but not really sure what the plan is here for Old Palace. You kind of want to, I would imagine more of a tank jungler, but Vi probably maybe trying to navigate the early game, prevent them from going down early, and then hopefully Victor and Jinx carrying them later. So would love to see. There it is, Goldfish's Leona, one of their more I mean, in my eyes, one of their more iconic champions, but maybe they have a different opinion, but would love to see what they want to lock in here for last, trying to show what they're going to pick for top lane or maybe even jungle, but I'm pretty sure this Mundo is a jungler.
Now, as you said, okay, so I had him as assumed as a top lane of my caster corrected me, said it might be a Mundo jungle, just like the Malphite we assumed was top lane last game, ended up being a jungler. But pointing back to your fact of the Vi pick, very interesting there with their engage. So they're going to need Rel in these fights. If Vi goes in alone, she doesn't have the tankiness to survive. So they definitely need the Rel as a double engage. We're going to see if they can pull that off.
Yeah, Cal, you were correct in the first place. Mundo was the top laner. So Wukong coming in here for Micro Brat. Okay. Unless there's a swap here. I'm pretty sure this is a Wukong jungle.
Can go top, but I definitely see that Wukong more as a jungler, Mundo more as a top laner.
For sure. Ooh, interesting pick here for Old Palace. Mordekaiser coming in as the counter for Mundo.
Yeah, I don't know how I feel about that. I would have liked to see a little bit of a stronger early game champion. Mordekaiser, great late game, but does he outscale a Mundo? That's a whole other story, and I'm not sure you can really put that super early aggression on this Mundo, but we don't know. We might see some in Old Palace. They might have a trick up their sleeve, so we're going to see how this Mordekaiser deals with the Mundo, which is notoriously is a difficult champion to fight against, especially as the game gets past the 20-minute mark.
For sure. So another standard team composition for Team Greeley here, you know, strong 80 carry in the back line, you know, looking to hyper scale into the late game. But Talia, and I love the combo that Talia and Leona have with Wukong as well. Like a lot of good early game champions that can, you know, propel you forward into the game. So lots to like on Team Greeley's side, and then, you know, on Old Palace's side, you know, Jinx, Victor, check marks for more agency for the mid laner and for the 80 carry, but bold font. But I have to question the Vi and the Mordekaiser. It kind of not exactly what I'm looking for to, you know, protect the Jinx, protect the Victor, you know, kind of, you know, propel them into the to the late game. But, you know, I think there's a good combo here with Vi, Rel, in any, you know, roam gank situation. But
I would have liked to see that Ornn. I wish they didn't ban the Ornn and instead pick the Ornn. I think that may have made their team a little bit stronger, but nonetheless, I'm not saying that Mordekaiser is not a strong champion. Mordekaiser is a beast if he is put in the right hands, and we're going to see if Old Palace knows how to pilot that champion.
For sure. I think especially for Old Palace, you know, even though Mordekaiser Vi, not exactly what you're looking for in terms of team fights, the side lane pressure there is going to be immense. You know, Mordekaiser, if like you're saying, can scale into the late game and become, you know, the menace that he you know, he's designed to be, potential, you know, problems for Team Greeley when you're in the side, having to deal with him in the side lane. You know, inversely, if Dr. Mundo starts popping off like you know, if Dino starts popping off like he did last game, I think I said it in the first game, Sion goes where he pleases. Now he's playing Mundo. Mundo goes where he pleases for a reason.
Even more so.
Exactly. So I'll be interested to see if Mithril can, you know, lock it down. You know, I think this is one of their more comfortable but I do have to say, it's like last game they were on Singed. That is one of their most played. So if they're not comfortable on the Singed, you know, I have to question if they can be comfortable on this Mordekaiser in this matchup.
And let me ask you, you Mundo and you Mord players, because I am unaware, and my co-caster might have said it. Is Mordekaiser able to ult Mundo when he has his CC immunity? Or does that block it? I'm curious. I am not a Mordekaiser or Mundo. I don't play either of them enough to know that interaction. But I'm just thinking, I know that CC interaction blocks a lot more things than you would think. And I have a feeling it might block out Mordekaiser's ult.
You might be onto something here. I am looking online to see if what this might be considered as, but that is a very true interaction that could potentially happen. If
another maybe mistake in picking the Mordekaiser.
Perhaps, yeah, perhaps that might be the mistake, but it's gonna depend on Mordekaiser or Mithril to land the E to break the passive from Mundo in order to ultimate. Although on the flip side, you know, there's a lot of good champions to ult other than Mundo. At the end of the day, I think
I'm not sure you want to be caught in a 1v1 with Mundo anyway.
I wouldn't want to be as a you know, 80 carry main. I never want to be in a 1v1. So, you know, there's a Talia, there's a Zeri, there's a Leona, there's a Wukong. Hopefully you don't ult the Wukong clone. If you do, that's a disaster.
Classic mistake.
Indeed, but you know, hopefully that interaction that you were just talking about, hopefully it doesn't come into play and doesn't affect it. But um, at the end of the day, Vi Vault Breaker probably will break the passive if Mordekaiser wants to, you know, ult the Mundo in any circumstance. But
Yeah.
uh,
I think we're going to need to see some serious team play by Old Palace here. Their comp is not bad, but it's going to require a lot of coordination really going in at the same time because any one of these players going alone, they are not tanky enough to really survive multiple players shooting at them. So we're going to see need a lot of coordination. Now, granted, they have it, though. I think the Vi starting the engage, Rel coming in there with the big Magnet Storm would be absolutely massive. But we're going to see if they can pull it off. The theory and the execution are two different things.
for sure. I'm just reading Mundo's passive right now to see if that does count, but we'll see. Like you're saying, I'm excited to see how this game goes, and as I think we're wrapping up draft and getting into the game. I think there's going to be a little bit of a delay, but Cal, you want to take it away?
And here we go, guys. We are just getting set up right now. We are going to get started on this absolutely epic game number 2. We're going to see if Team Greeley can't close this out right here or Old Palace have the fight in them to force a game number 3. I am excited to watch it. I hope you guys are too. Excited to be casting it. And we are going to get this game started very shortly, folks. Stick around. Ladies and gentlemen of the wonderful Risen Esports community, please be patient with us. We have a small technical difficulty. You guys all know how League of Legends can be, but we are going to get started here very shortly. We got a small pause in the game. Once it gets started, we are going to hop into it. This action is waiting for us, guys, and I am so excited to get this casting done. Game number 2 coming up shortly. And we are back, folks. Action has begun. Champions making their way out onto the Rift. Game number 2 is kicking off right now. We're going to see which one of these teams come out on top. Is it going to be Greeley taking that 2-0 victory, or Old Palace forcing that game 3?
Yeah, after a really good game 1, Old Palace kind of almost controlling the early game, getting a lot of good ganks in here, and then, Team Greeley, just taking over the mid and late game. So interested to see, back into the early game, see if Old Palace can, hopefully do the same thing, get a good early game control, and then hopefully this time carry it into the mid and late game.
Yeah, and here we are, Victor, with that early game poke as expected. Such an incredible early champion. That that laser is incredibly hard to dodge. It comes out so fast. So we're going to see if Talia can hold her own here in the early game against Victor. And meanwhile, punch face happening top as expected.
Yeah, so I think my eyes probably going to be on top lane, trying to keep Dino down, not let this Mundo go where he pleases. And, hopefully Mordekaiser, and we'll be able to see that unique interaction that we were thinking about in draft. Hopefully Mordekaiser can show us if Mortal goes through passive. But as for now, it's only level 2, so nothing going to be happening except for some big trades here from Dino.
Yeah, and you're looking at the early lead already. Mordekaiser with the 10 CS lead, a full wave worth of CS on this Mundo. Obviously, Mundo has a wave crashing in he can grab, but still don't want to see that early lead on Mundo because it is not going to get any smaller.
No, it won't. But I think you mentioned it in draft. Mordekaiser, not your early game champion that's going to, control lane and push this Mundo in. So You're right though. The lead is a little bit significant, but they had a big wave. So hopefully, let's see how many can get under tower and after being pressured in the early game. So big trades coming in bot lane. Friday a little bit low, but I think he'll be just fine as this lane ensues.
Yeah, both ADCs okay with taking this slow. Neither one very early game aggressive. Jinx and Zeri both scale incredibly well, so both of them fine with this early game, just trying to trade CS. Friday with a slight lead. Leona, she wants to go in and start the fight right away. Rail dives right back in, trying to find the stun. Zeri is stunned. A lot of damage going on to both front right now. There isn't going to be enough. Friday's getting low. Jinx with the auto attacks. They have the down, and First Blood goes for the Jinx. They are not done fighting. Jinx runs away with a sliver of health. It looks like Goldfish might be in trouble now. Leona trying to find the stun. Wukong comes to join the fight, gets the kill, and now it is Rail has to run away. And it's a 1-for-1. As I say that Leona under tower gets the damage. Not enough. Rel has a sliver of health left. It's a 1-for-1 trade. The fights has started here in the bot lane.
2v2 in the bot lane. I said there's not going to be much action, but here immediately both Goldfish lands the E on Leona, going in onto Boldfont there on Jinx, and it's just an auto battle. You know, I think Zeri gets exhausted by I don't know if it was Rel or if Boldfont took exhaust again, but Zeri getting exhausted there negates a lot of the damage, and then Zeri empowered auto accidentally going onto Rel, not able to execute the Jinx, and then it's a clean 2v2, and then Microbrat kind of salvaging the play, but it's a little bit hard now for Friday. You know, the wave is kind of, you know, pushing away from him, so Boldfont exactly in the position where he wants to be. Zister looking for a little bit of a trade. No.
Finds a good little double stun. Not a lot to capitalize on it, but still impressive play by the Rel nonetheless. And Zeri's going to try to shove that wave on the tower.
Something brewing here top lane.
And what a play. Demizo waiting in the bush. He is going to get caught. Mordekaiser has the pole. Mundo's getting low. They're going to flash on the tower. Another stun goes in. Mundo barely survives. He does live. They really needed that kill. And Mundo, he's going to back. He has teleport available. No CS lost. Great play by Mundo surviving that.
Just walks out of there, you know, pops the ghost, and he just keeps walking. And to note, Mundo has a ghost and TP. No flash or anything available for him. So he just, you know, tanks it all up, and hopefully this is not a sign of things to come. You know, they don't want this Mundo getting super fed. They don't want this Mundo, you know, scaling to infinity essentially. So I do like the play that came out there by wrapping around, getting into that third bush there in lane, and it was a great gank setup. Just unfortunately not enough damage to get the kill on the Mundo.
Yeah, Mordekaiser does not have that early game damage. Vi, not huge early game damage. Nothing done to that Mundo, and that was been so huge for Old Palace. But now a little bit of a wasted gank, a little bit of wasted time, and Mundo holds on to a pretty sizable CS lead here heading into the 5-minute mark.
Yeah, one of the notes we had early, it's like making sure that this Mundo not getting too far ahead. Right now, not looking too good, but as we were saying earlier, I think Mordekaiser is going to scale a little bit better than the Mundo. We'll see. Not looking good, like I was saying, but right now, looking for a play on the roaming Talia.
And there they go. The Vi is going to find the Talia, but she has ultimate. She flashes over the wall. Vi able to get that flash out. Not a bad play there by Damezo.
Yeah, looking. I like the looks here coming out here for Damazo. So I think that's what this Vi really needs to do, because, you know, as the game gets later and later, it's not going to be too hard. It's going to be really hard for this Vi to really affect anybody. You know, you ult onto a Friday, you ult onto, you know, a Talia. It's like, I don't think you have very much following you up. You know, there's a Rel ultimate coming in, but if Vi can't, you know, if there's not enough space for, you know, Jinx to auto for Victor to blow their entire kit on, you know, it's going to be a little bit of a tough late game. So I'd love to see Vi, you know, looking to make some plays early and trying to, you know, doing a good job keeping up in CS right now.
Yeah, we'd like definitely see some early game aggression. Vi does not necessarily need ultimate to get herself a good gank. She does have it though, ready to go. Both junglers already ready for their ultimates, but Mundo holding on to that lead.
I am curious though. I see, you know, double longsword and a dagger in Vi's inventory right now. Are they going Triforce? I don't know if that's the normal Vi build. So maybe going for something a little unique here on the Vi. A little bit more trading top lane. Good trade there, kind of coming out from Mithril here, but good wave state down here in bot lane. I think Friday and Goldfish kind of controlling where the lane goes, and it's kind of showing in the CS lead right now, even with Boldfont getting a good 2v2 kill earlier in the game.
Yeah, absolutely. Vi's doing well. Seem to have equalized a little bit of early game disadvantage, but they seem to have gotten it back. They have control of the lane now. And blue team seem to have control of multiple lanes, top and bottom. Definitely in the blue team's controls. Talia and Victor much more evenly matched, it feels like, here in the mid lane.
For sure. And I think actually Team Greeley, they had a little bit of a timer here for a dragon start, but Friday going back, Goldfish going back, doesn't look like they're probably going to be contesting this dragon, or they're trying to get their back in before they contest. Friday with a BF sword buy, so if they can get a fight into dragon here, it's going to be a huge advantage for Zeri here, and Microbrat level 7, he has Wukong ult now, so I think if they can take a fight here in dragon, it's going to be really good, but looks like they're going to opt not to fight, unfortunately.
Yeah, Wukong, they do have vision in that pit, but even with it, Wukong does not even want to try for the steal. It just goes heads over to the Rift Herald. They're going to start that up.
Good level-headed play, I guess, coming in here for Team. Oh, a little bit of an engage here.
And there it is. The lightning crash by Zeri. It's going to do some damage. She has to flash away, though. The bias here as well. The season is going to stop the ADC. The Jinx goes to the make a death rocket, and that's the kill for Boldfront. The red team have another one. They are not done yet. Now chasing after Leona. The slow goes in. The auto attack is going in. Jinx
Oh,
no! But the tower does too much damage. It's a double kill for the Leona.
It was a great play coming out from Old Palace, catching out Friday and trying to go for broke and on the Goldfish, but they dive under tower. Vi guys trying to kill the Vi, and then Boldfont not enough damage to kill the Leona. She was on a back timer there. She didn't have the BF sword yet, so not enough damage to finally kill Goldfish, and Goldfish getting 2 kills. Overall, really good trade there for Greeley. Thankfully, negating kind of the early dragon fight, dragon take there, and a little bit of trade top. Nope, nothing. I think nothing there. Yeah.
Wukong a little aggressive with that invade, trying to find a steal. Vi was not having it.
Yeah, so going back to that dragon fight, I think Wukong showed mid, so Wukong showed mid, pathing up to the grubs, and I believe Wukong got the grubs in trade for the dragon. So great. I love Old Palace recognizing that Wukong's on the other side of the map, so there was no counter gank coming in there from Microbrat coming in on the gank bot lane. So I love the look, but unfortunately diving a little too far under tower and giving over 2 kills. But I think everything will be a-okay. The gold lead's a little bit lopsided, and I think majority of it probably in the top lane with this CS deficit.
Yeah, big CS deficit. Obviously, those 2 kills on Leona is doing very good for the team Greeley as well. But Leona, just not the champion you really want to go for an under tower dive against. And she is showing right there why. The shields, the stuns, it is a lot to deal with. It is a lot to get through. And Old Palace was not able to lose their lives in the process.
Yeah, I'm not really sure if we had a replay, I would be able to confirm it. But if I had to get... Oh, a solo kill here!
And that is going to be it. Victor just pushes forward, finds a Talia. Ashley's trying to back. And Poontastic Fantasy once again for Old Palace finding a solo kill. That's a great play to cease and assist onto the Wukong. The tower shots are going to hit Vi with an ultimate clutch play right there. Finds the Wukong under tower. Revenges the Victor. And Wukong picks up a kill. Vi picks up her own.
Huge solo kill coming in for Pontastic Fantasy. This is what we were looking for out of this guy. We wanted to see if Pontastic could get on a champion with more agency that isn't the Lux, and with the Victor finding the solo kill onto the Talia with no I think they couldn't I don't think they had. I think no, they had flash, so opting not to flash, I guess. But finding the solo kill onto Greeble Hunter, and yet again we find Greeble Hunter falling behind in laning phase a little bit. Still up in CS, so probably gonna be fine. But I'd love to see it from Fantastic Fantasy.
And here we go. Talia is kind of joined her team, but the Vi looking to dive in right now. Does not have ultimate available. Victor throwing in some poke. Nothing serious from either team.
It looks like they're just fighting for positioning in river. Dragon's not up for another minute 30, so wow. I really thought that Dragon was about to happen, and I was like, wow, we're prepping for our big Dragon fight, but just posturing there. So interesting little like 4v4 that almost happened, but I think both teams kind of like for Team Greeley, they probably don't want to be fighting early. They want to let Friday scale up to infinity. Bold finally getting their back, getting Yuntal wild arrows, which is huge for them. So to note, big note though is Heartsteel coming out here for Dr. Mundo.
And there it is. And this Mundo is going to grab the Heartsteel. Unlike Scion last game, they're going to get Heartsteel early, as you usually see it. And Mundo with Heartsteel, 122 CS, doesn't need any kills. Once again, I have a feeling that Dinu is going to be massive this game.
Yeah, I think Dino definitely having a little bit tougher of an itemization choice compared to last game with the 4 AP, but with Mundo, you just get a bunch of HP and you're probably gonna walk off a lot of things. But a lot of first items coming in here for all the champions except for, of course, supports, sad supports. But looking good so far for both teams. Basically an even gold lead, a little bit of a gold advantage for Team Greeley, but you have a little bit of supportal combat.
And there we go. Gold, it's gonna get caught. The rail goes in, finds the stun, and here comes Vi. She wants to dive in as well. Can she find?
Both junglers coming.
How are they gonna go? Magnustorm is active. The Vi goes in, gonna pop the cease and desist. Wait a second, Wukong is here with the cycle.
Talia's here too.
The rail, and the blue team find the fight. Takedown 3. And what a play by the Wukong. A huge ultimate, knocks up 3 of them, gets the kills. Vi, Jinx, and Rel sent back to the Nexus.
Who was baiting who? Vi was in off vision, not really showing on vision. So I think Zister was looking for a little bit of a bait play, but really it was Microbrat reading the play properly and coming to the rescue. Getting that huge ultimate, like you said, and then Talia, Greeble Hunter, finding a huge Weaver's Wall, and now they're looking for
and then we have
fantasy.
here Boontax. It goes a little bit aggressive, gets caught out by 4 red team members. He is on the wrong side of this tower. The blue team had themselves an easy kill. They give it to the Zeri, and it is 8-4 out of nowhere. Team Greeley take control of this game.
Oh man, early. Oh, they're stopping the backs, but
and Rel is gonna stop the back, but doesn't have the damage. I say that too early. Here comes the Vi once again. She has a cease and desist ready. Does she want to use it? They do not choose for an ultimate. Here comes another play though. Talia coming to join the fight. Makes it a 3v2. Microbrat here as well. The blue team find another advantage. They take down the Rel. And now Vi trying to run for her life. Has to use a Q, a little bit of speed. The stun is going to land. Talia picks up a double kill. And Team Greeley not letting their foot off the gas.
Oh man, I was gonna say earlier that it ballooned from a 400 gold-ish gold deficit to now a 4,000, and now it's even a 5,000 gold difference right now. So huge turnaround coming in from Team Greeley. Getting the dragon and then catching Pontastic Fantasy out. I think they were looking for a little bit of something, but he had no teammates yet. Everybody was still in base, coming back from respawning. So. It was just a disaster for Old Palace. They were in a fine spot in the early game, looking at Jinx with the 2 kills, Victor getting a solo kill, but now it's Team Greeley across the board getting all the gold.
Yeah, absolutely. This game was so close for a second there, and it just seemed like that fight bot, the Wukong, coming in here with a massive counter gank, getting that blue team ahead, and they have not stopped since. And Team Greeley absolutely dominated. The team Old Palace trying to find a foothold, need to find a way back into this game.
Yeah, it's not looking good because everything happening bot side. Meanwhile, look top side. It's almost a 50 CS lead, and Heartsteel is only stacking and getting more and more. So Old Palace, they need to find a way to kind of slow this game down for themselves. But if you slow down the game, then it's like Mundo's going to keep scaling, Zeri's going to keep scaling, Wukong and Talia are just going to keep roaming around the map. They have ways of speeding this game up. So I think now that Talia is unlocked from mid lane, going on side lanes, they have more potential to roam around the map and try and keep this game accelerated. Old Palace, they're going to try and look to slow this game down for their Jinx, for their Victor, but I think Team Greeley has too many options for them to win this game.
Yeah, absolutely. And also, we haven't really noticed it. Not a lot of action happening here topside, but if you take a look at the CS numbers, it is a scary sight. 172 Mundo, 0 kills, already start on the 2nd tower now. Mundo, exactly what we were worried about. Mordekaiser not able to get that early pressure, not able to stop him from scaling. Well, it is too late now, my friends. Mundo finishes Heartsteel, finishing his boots, double giant spells. This man is scaled.
Yeah, it's not looking too good right now, and I don't think Vi's hasn't even taken a look at top lane. Apart from that level 3 lane gank. That was very, very creative. I really liked it, but unfortunately, things just spiraled out of control after that Wukong, after Microbrak, you know, kind of saving the play bot lane. Oh, Zeri pops ult here. I don't know what they're looking
interesting
for.
play there by the Rel. She tried to use that Hex Flash, try to find the stun, and Zeri might have just panic stunned. Pops the ultimate, does a decent chunk of damage with it too. Not sure she was ever going to go for the kill though.
Oh, looks like they got Herald off screen and they popped it bot lane. Gonna try and crash this into the tower, get the bot lane tower. I think they also got top lane tower as well. So really not looking good for Old Palace right now. Smites it away. So no crash onto the tier 2 for the Herald. But right now, side lane's unlocked. You know, mid lane looking kind of dire, a little bit dire, but it's Team Greeley playing the map perfectly right now.
Yeah, and there the Mundo is just chasing after the Mordekaiser. The Mordekaiser has to back away from that fight. Blue team, hold on. Here goes the Weaver's Wall by Talia trying to stop the Jinx. They are going to find it. Jinx throws down a little bit of a stun. A great wall, though, is going to push it in. And Talia's in a bad spot. Bullfront goes down. The Rel here to help out, but a little bit too late for Blue team members. Surrounding this team, and they're working on a tower now. Easy play. Great job by Talia. Set up that fight for her team.
Yeah, it was like I was saying earlier. Talia is unlocked for the map, so they can Weaver's Wall into any lane that they want to and look for picks there. So great recognition. Oh, huge burst here.
And they're going to find another play under tower. Down goes the Rel. And this damage starting to stack up on the Zeri.
Yeah, it's not looking good right now. A huge shove there from Greeley Hunter, finding 2 under tower and getting a kill onto the Rel here. So really looking good for Team Greeley right now. You know, Greeley Hunter really stepping up after that early solo kill from Pontastic, and you know, kind of really getting themselves back into the game and propelling Team Greeley forward right now.
Yep. And here it is, Leona taking a little bit of a shot there by the Vi, but Vi 1-3, struggling to get into this game. Wukong, on the other hand, helping out his team so much. The objectives are tied, but I think that's going to change here in a second with Chem Shake up.
Yeah, I think Old Palace need to just give this dragon the hope to catch some wave sides on the sides, and you just like hope to scale into the late game. But if I'm Old Palace, I'm not really thinking about contesting this wave. I'm thinking maybe looking at this Mundo, since they're the only ones on the map, and not really trying to contest this dragon. But it looks like they want to walk through bot here to contest, but Pontastic Fantasy's not even there yet.
No, they are not going to try this right now. They do have a little bit of vision, but it looks like Goldfish going to sweep it out. So free Drake to the blue team. Team Greeley hold on to their lead, pick up that Chem Take, and once again a Chem Take.
Oh, Greeble's hunting.
Here goes Weaver's Wall, though. Who is she going to stop? Going after Jinx first, but immediately Vi pops the season assist, and this looks like a danger, but Talia, she has a flash over her own wall. The Jinx cannot find the kill. She does get taken down, though. Vi shuts down the Talia. They are not done fighting yet. Leona flashes over the wall. They get the sun. Sister trying to run away now. The Rel needs the safety of the tower. And the red team do find it out after losing to themselves. Blue team find another clutch fight.
Super aggressive there from Greeble Hunter. I love it. Catching Bold Fountain out on the side lane. I don't know what they're doing, farming, pushing up that far, especially after they know that the dragon has been taken, and maybe expecting them to have backed afterwards. But I think there's plenty of vision for them to realize that, hey, Jinx can't be pushed up this far, and you know, if their goal is to scale right now, they're not doing a really good job of it. The gold difference is almost 9,000 gold right now, and it's only getting worse. And like as there's so much action going around on the map, it's something funny seeing these two top laners 0-0-0 and like nothing going on top lane.
Yeah, across the board, no kills, but I do not mind. Old Palace are definitely in a big hole right now. They have the comp to get out of it. Victor, great late game. Jinx, great late game. Mordekaiser, great late game. Mordekaiser, he is losing lane, but he's not being killed. He's not feeding. He just is a little behind on CS and definitely behind on pressure. If Old Palace can find a lucky fight, it would have to be a little lucky, but they might be able to find it, get their Jinx some kills, get some gold, and maybe get back into this game.
I think they need a few. I think they need multiple lucky fights to get back into this game. But the item difference right now is just really big. Right, we have everybody on Team Greeley looking at their third item. Meanwhile, Old Palace still looking for their second items here around the board. So not looking too good. If they can somehow slow the game down, you know, maybe they find a way back into the game. But it looks like Team Greeley is just doing a really good job of trying to like suffocate Old Palace, not let them walk around the map. Yeah,
they're pushing in. You see they're putting deep wards in the red team's jungle. They just have absolute control of the entire map. But a good thing I want to point out, talking once again about Mundo and Mordekaiser, they're both level 15. Mordekaiser, as I say that, Mundo does level up. But Mordekaiser hasn't been able to keep up CS, but he is staying with that wave. He's keeping his XP up. And 0 deaths is always something you want to see from your top laner. As we say that, Vi possibly going over the wall, thinking about it, and decides not to.
Nah, I think unfortunately this is what Vi wants to do. They want to look for plays, but it's just that's unfortunately not what Old Palace wants to do. I think if they can get Victor in a side wave and have Vi shadow them, you know, potentially they can look to catch out anybody who goes to answer Victor. But if Victor's going bot right now, then it's going to be an easy Baron for Team Greeley right now.
And Mordekaiser picking up the 4th tower now for the blue team. Old Palace still without a tower this game. They are struggling here, but Vi finds an opportunity. They have the knockup. The Jinx is there with some ultimates as well. Wukong goes in with the Cyclone. A big lightning crash by Zeri, though, is going to shut that play right down. Victor finds the stun. Does he have the damage? Zeri's still alive. They take down the ADC. Microbat turns attention towards the mid laner. Victor flashes away from the knockup. It's not going to be enough to get away from the Leona, though. And the blue team, they take down 4 members. Mordekaiser left standing, watching his team go to shreds.
Yeah, finally Mundo getting some assists here, so no longer 0-0-0, but like it's a huge team fight for Team Greeley, and it's played perfectly, you know. Hit the Baron and like make them walk into you. So Vi forced to walk into them to try and contest and get vision, but it's just an easy turn there for Team Greeley, and they're so far ahead that they're gonna get the free Baron, and they're also gonna wait for Friday to respawn too.
And there it is. Team Greeley picked them up a free Baron after a clutch play. And their control of this game has not let up. It's only gotten bigger. That 10K gold lead is turning into a 12.5K gold lead. This is getting insurmountable.
It's not looking good for Old Palace. They need they need somebody's PC to disconnect. They need a lot of internet bugs. They need something to, like, you know, something impossible essentially right now. So I do like Sister looking to get some vision here, but it's gonna get easily snuffed out, and
Yeah, I thought the Rel might have been in danger right there, but Wukong does not want to pull the trigger. Instead, grabs himself a scuttle.
I like the restraint.
Slowly suffocating them.
Yeah, I like the restraint. Not really having vision in their deep blue side, so jumping on a Rel probably inadvisable. It's what Old Palace probably wanted, but yeah, not looking. Oh, rough trades under tower here. Oof.
And this is the epitome of Mundo goes where he pleases, just fighting under tower.
Yikes. Oh, oof. I can't. I don't like to watch this. Oh no. Looking for a pick.
And Rel, he might be in trouble. Has a little bit of a dash. Has some speed. Wukong is there though. Doesn't have an angle. He's gonna dash forward. Finds the auto attack. Down goes the Rel. Yeah. And Jing has to watch the support go down. Meanwhile, Mundo, he's going to get trapped right here. He has 2 red team members. Is this enough? Mundo has a maximum dosage. He's going to pop it. The Vi is looking low. He's going to change the attention towards the Victor. Another big stun there onto the Vi. Here comes the Mordekaiser to help. And Mundo, with that health bar, coming right back up the red team with 3 members, still cannot find the kill. All they get is an ultimate. And they have to walk away empty-handed.
That's so depressing to watch. I think the Mundo came out with more HP than they started, so it's a rough one for Old Palace. Team Greeley pushing bot lane, doing exactly what they need to do to keep this game up, and it's the same question I had last game. It's like, who's killing the Sion? Who's killing this Mundo at this point in the game? There needs so much time to try and shred through that Mundo, and like their strongest champion, Pontastic Fantasy, with both, like, you know, tank killing items, not enough in this situation. And this isn't even a situation where Dino's building resistances right now. It's just straight HP, so it's not looking too good right now. But just beating a dead horse, unfortunately, right now. Oh no, Mithril.
And here we go. Mundo once again chasing Mordekaiser. That is a long way to get back to your tower, my friend. Mundo, can he find the slow? Looking for that axe. He needs to hit it. Mithril needs to sidestep it. Not good there. The damage is coming through. Mordekaiser trying desperately to get back to tower. It is a race against time. He's going to have to use his flash. He had it in his pocket the whole time. He knew he was going to get away.
It's a little bit of a visual indicator of how this game is going. Just a slow death for Old Palace. Unfortunately, they're looking for Greeble Hunter, but I don't think they're gonna get anything. And Vi, you're not killing this.
And they're going to go in, and once again, here it is now. It's 4 red team members. This might be the difference maker. Jinx is here, though. Big knockup onto the Mundo. Mundo does not have the maximum dosage. There is the damage, and just shutdown goes to the Vi. You would have loved to see it on the Jinx. She flashes away, though. The Microbat, he wants to go in. The Wukong gets a shutdown as well. Mordekaiser picks up one. The Jinx is frenzied, chasing after the blue team, and out of nowhere, 2 blue team members sent back to the Nexus.
Okay, good looks there from Old Palace, catching both Dino and Microbrat out of position. I think Microbrat trying to save his top laner, but I want to say he got death roamed, but I'm not really sure. Can't really tell with the UI right now, but good looks there from Old Palace. That's exactly what they need to try and inch their way back into this game. Catching people off out of position, being a little overconfident with their gold lead, but I think they're gonna need a few more of those to be confidently back into this game.
Yeah, I would have loved to see a big shutdown on Wukong's head. You would have loved to see that go over to the Jinx rather than the Vi. Mordekaiser picking up the Mundo, shutdown on Mundo. Not a bad thing at all. But Vi does not need to be the strong champion in this game anymore. It needs to be Jinx. It needs to be Mordekaiser.
Yeah, I looking good for Mordekaiser, though. They picked up their Rift Maker, but they're still a whole item and a half down in terms of components. I don't like what I'm seeing. I think that's Mordekaiser going for the it's that Hex Tech item, the one that it's the Ultimate Hunter or the Ultimate one, but I think Mordekaiser probably want to go a little more AP or even some anti-heal. I only see one anti-heal item, and it's on the Victor right now, but
yeah, or maybe even some tankiness, since they already have that AP damage with the Victor, who's having a great game. 241 CS, 2 full items, and upgraded. Yeah, so Victor having a solid game. He's got anti-heal. I would have liked to see Mordekaiser, especially with their lack of tanks on their team, going a little bit tankier, a little bit more sustained. But red team, they're going to try what they're doing. They got themselves a strategy, and they're sticking with it. Yeah,
I like the pressure here from Team Greeley. Unfortunately, they're probably going to be waiting for this Baron to end the game. It's going to be hard to push into their team with Victor clearing ways, with Jinx, Jinx being a little bit more safe and under tower and everything. So not wanting to pull the trigger or be too aggressive in hopes of in OP's hopes, Old Palace's hopes of throwing the game, but just managing waves. Looks like Vi's looking for a play here, though.
And they're gonna go for a play. A big play by the Rels. He's gonna go in. Lightning crash by the Zeri. The Magnet Storm is active, though. The Jinx trying to find some damage. A big stun is gonna stop both from doing the fights. Microbrat has the knockup. Jinx gets shut down. Here comes the Weaver's Wall, but it might be too late. The red team, they do find opportunity. Down goes the Wukong. Still some damage flying in. The Victor trying to stun the Mundo, but Mundo goes where he pleases. He is chasing them down. Down goes the Vi. Victor is in trouble. Mundo sees the tower. He does not care.
Oh my God.
Down goes Victor. And it looks like Team Greeley might have found the fight, might have found the game. Mundo, last one left standing. He goes down as well, and Rel forced to go back. Watch her team go down, and this might be GG. Team Greeley shoving it in with the wave.
I was gonna sing Old Palace's praises. That was a great look into the fight there. That's exactly what they were looking for, but unfortunately, it's just a Mundo diff right now.
And he takes him down on the pressure under tower, just taking so many shots. That Nexus is going low. The towers are gone. Blue team is alive. And Team Greeley takes game number 2.
Clean 2-0 for Team Greeley. It looked a little bit dicey there at the end with the great engage from Old Palace, but wow, what a series coming out from Dino. The support main that's auto-filled in top lane, absolutely carrying this game in terms of just that last team fight. Mundo goes where he pleases, but it overall, like early game into mid game, it was Microbrat really getting that the counter gank in the bot lane, really accelerating this game forward, and it was just Team Greeley all the way.
Yeah, incredible job. And take a look at that Mundo with 31,000 damage, most damage in the game, and a whopping single kill. And that is all he got. It's all he needed. He just had non-stop pressure. No one could take him down, tanking so much damage from the red team, from Team Old Palace. And that was just, once again, Dino, 2 games in a row. What a difference maker there in the top side.
Yeah, it was very late in the game, but at some point they were 0-0-0, and then all of a sudden they become this giant tank that nobody can kill except for that one time. But other than that, it's just super clean game coming out here for Team Greeley. I love the team play coming in. Talia, Wukong working well together to find picks around the map. Talia, Greeble Hunter kind of bouncing back after that early solo kill and, affecting the map with that Weaver's Wall. Friday weathering that early 2v2 kill, turning into a menace in the late game as well. So just all around kudos to Team Greeley today.
Yeah, phenomenal performance. And once again, Friday on the ADC, getting the 4th most damage on his team. But it does not matter. He is a team player. He is here for the wins, not the glory. And they grab themselves a sweet 2-0 victory here in week 2 of Risen Esports.
For sure. And coming into this series, we were like wondering if, like what can Old Palace do to try and get themselves back into the season after a really slow start? And right now, it just Team Greeley is just too strong right now. I think they caught Team Greeley at the wrong time. So Old Palace, they have another week to try and get themselves back into the season. Hopefully trying to reclaim that championship form. But Team Greeley right now showcasing their prowess. With their early game. Weathering the early game, getting that mid to late game, it's just tough to beat this team.
Yep. Yeah, great job. I'm excited to see what Team Greeley does with the rest of this season. I'm excited to see if Old Palace finds a way to bounce back from this rough start. They got the comps, they got the players. Great mid laner on Old Palace. I was so impressed the entire time. Phenomenal job. Just could not squeak out the victory today.
Yeah, and as we're finishing up our talk with game 2, it looks like we have the Mundo that goes where he pleases, and that Mundo's coming right into an interview, actually, I think. So I think Dino is going to be joining us for a quick interview. Cal, do you have any what are your thoughts about this support main dominating, quite frankly, this top lane?
That's the only word to describe it. Absolutely dominating. I would have never guessed that he was a support main based on how he played today. 2 unbelievable, quite possibly MVP performances 2 times in a row. So I love to see it. 2 very tanky, very tough to deal with champions that require to play safe, require good decision making, need scaling, and he seemed to do them both just excellently. And just what a difference maker Dino was today.
For sure. And I think I think we're going to get Dino in here shortly. But if you had to give an MVP for the series, who's catching your eyes?
I would love it to be more of a discussion, folks, but I feel like the MVP is very cut and dry for this series. I hate to say it. I'd love to say that. I mean, some great performances all around. I love the mid performances from both teams, but Dino on that top lane, both games, was just most damage, least kills, absolute difference maker every game.
For sure. I think I have to agree. We have the wrong player in our interview right now. Hold on.
Dude, I can't move Dinooglesaur.
Friday.
Friday.
Oh, Friday.
I can't move Dinooglesaur. It won't let me.
Yeah.
All right. Wait, I think I got him.
Oh, there we are.
Good luck, Noogler.
All right, Dino, man. Welcome, dude. Fantastic performance out there, Dino.
Thanks. Yeah, that was a fun.
I gotta
fun
ask you,
little
man.
series there.
Who's your champion? I have never seen you play before. I remember this as my first expression, which is awesome. But who you usually rocking on the Rifts?
Well, I can't seem to stick to one role, but Sion's like my go-to for all time. I played him in the jungle like 2 seasons ago, and now bringing back top lane is just a blast. He's so strong right now.
Yeah, I mean, I could tell, man. Unbelievable performance there, top side. Are you going to continue to play top, or do Team Greeley want you back in support? Are you the new top laner after today's performance?
Oh, I'm very happy in top lane. I think it fits well. It gives a lot of flexibility to the team to be able to play weak side, because a Micro Brat is the goat on carry junglers, and so just giving him all the space as possible is amazing.
Gotcha. I would not consider you weak side, but nonetheless, I understand that logic still.
Speaking of Microbrat, how do you feel about him, dying a few times under tower? Were you ever worried that, that's gonna make your job a little bit harder?
It was kind of my responsibility, at least on the one of them. I told him I was going to tank tower, and then I left, and so I got to take a little bit of credit for those deaths. So he's just trying to keep it interesting for everybody, right?
He definitely did. He had a few times under tower, some maybe questionable calls, but still came out on top. Now, what about that game two? You had a very early game gank by that Vi, and we thought it was a great idea. It did not come to fruition. Were you expecting to see Vi again? Because after that, she kind of stopped coming top.
Yes, I warded that brush once after that, and I saw her near the top side because I got absolutely jump scared the first time and could not believe I survived. Uh, Luckily, I had fast enough fingers to pop the W and the ghost to run away.
You're able to run back to tower. Well, unbelievable, phenomenal performance. I'm so excited to see what else you play, man. What did you
Thanks.
play the first game? Unfortunately, I was not unfortunately here for last Monday. Did you play top lane your first game as well?
I did. I should be playing top all season, and then I got gapped in lane last week. The Vino, incredible laner, but luckily I was able to have an impact in the team fights. But that guy played in three really good lanes, punishing very hard. But I was telling my team like he picked Mordekaiser last week, and I played set. Mordekaiser W doesn't do like 1.8 true damage to the enemy carries, so always helps.
Well,
Yeah.
you got MVP pretty unanimously here from the two casters, but I'm gonna ask you, and you are not allowed to vote for yourself. From your team, man, who do you think besides yourself was MVP this game, my man?
Uh, the series or just the game?
In the series. Let's give him the full series.
Mm, let me take a look.
Which one of your
Uh,
teammates were you super glad you were playing with at the moment?
I was super happy with Goldfish. We put him on two of those picks, like that. I think were just great picks for him. He's so flexible in draft. Like whatever we need, he'll play. Enchanters, you got him. Engage, you got him. Like the Braum game one, so good into the engage they had, and then game
Mhm.
two, the Leona, just really clean stuff to keep the game stable because Bold Font and the Exister are really strong in lane. So just I was blown away by his performance against really strong laners in the opposing side.
Yeah, completely agree. We were talking about how great that Braum was. The amount of damage that he blocked was absolutely nuts.
Yeah, for sure. And I think I said it earlier, or we both said it earlier, but it's like you definitely were our MVP for the series. But I do have to give some kudos, even though I did call him out. But Microbrat definitely had a really huge play in the bot lane in game two, kind of turn around that counter gank. But did you guys know that Vi was in the areas to call for that counter gank?
Sorry, say one more time.
In game two, there was you guys got jumped on by Rel and Vi, but then I think Micro and Greeble Hunter they jumped in to counter that gank, and then that's kind of what propelled you guys forward into the game. Did you guys know that Vi was in the area in order to call for that counter gank?
Oh, I don't know. I was just farming in the top lane.
Yeah, top is an
I trusted them. I was just farming the minions. I knew they were gonna win, one way or the other. I was just gonna keep killing minions and buying items.
Nice.
Lore accurate Mundo. Just push.
Very nice. Any more questions there, Arrow, for our MVP performer?
I think I'm good over here. Congratulations on today.
Dino, what
Thank
an
you.
honor it was to watch you play, my man. Great stuff out there. I am so excited for the future games to see what else you bring into that top lane, my man.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me.
Ladies and gentlemen, that was our MVP of this series, Dino Uglesor, however you want to pronounce it. I love Dino. But either way, what a performer, what a game from them. The entire team, in fact. But you got to single him out. He did a great job. Excited for the next time. And excited for the next time we get a cast for you, lovely folks. What a fantastic performance from two teams today.
Yeah, great call today, Cal. Loved finally working with you after a little bit of a funky last week, but I really great cast today.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to future Mondays, man. I think we're gonna get a really good chemistry going, brother.
For sure. So yeah, thank you for all the viewers. Much appreciated. Cal, you want to sign us off?
Yeah, thank you for the amazing week, you guys. Make sure you stick around for all other future games. If you have not followed Risen Esports yet, do that now. Get here for every live game, games throughout the week, live casting. It is an up and coming. It is a fantastic community, fantastic organization. Be part of it, folks. And I will see all of you guys next time on The Rift.
Do we fight to hold our heads up high and beat the drum to what we love?